I'm Ionna McKenzie, and I got next.
Welcome to Sports Life Talk.
Hey,
Cause this is Sports Life Talk.
hey,
You rock it with Sports Life Talk.
Life Talk.
Hot topics with Sports Life Talk. So come and get you some Sports Life Talk. They let us in the game, now we calling the shots. Things will never be the same, so forget what you thought. Cause life without sports ain't nothing but talk. Go now, finally a show that makes your heart pound. Profound, wonder what's running up through your thoughts now. About to drown all podcasts that be watered down. Tell them clowns it's a new era, and it's starting now. Five total strangers, the 5 Power Rangers, approaching Sports Life Talk from 5 different angles. Get ready for the change up. We done turned the flame up. The topics that we bring up, we about to blow this thing up. Yeah, let's get it cracking. KT the head coach and Miss Manhattan. Gemini Jones holds the throne, she be calling them out. Mr. United Surgeon B. Jones, the mouth of the South. From the cover athletes to the year of the week, we got what you need. We dropping what's hot in the streets, from copping new sneaks to locals popping, doing big things. When gossip and tea, let Kimberly pull you a dream. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, let the show begin. Sports Life Talk, who is them? Went from not listening and now you're tuning in. If you're feeling what you're hearing, tell a friend, tell a friend. Thank you for listening, now let the show begin.
Let's go, SLT Nation. That's right. We are back at it like some crack addicts. It is your boy, the mouth of the South, holding it down here for the Sports Life Talk crew. And as usual, I got my road dog, my partner in crime. I'm Clyde, he Bonnie. You know how we roll. The man with the hat, covering all things sports, Mr. Ed Reed, KT. How you feeling today, bro?
Hold up. Did you just call me Bonnie?
I thought I was gonna slip that in. You okay? I mean, you good? I mean,
I was okay. I was okay into the intro, yes, sir. But I'm not Bonnie. I thought we were Dudley Boys, man. What's up with that?
Hey, that's what I was about to say. Let's pick a good WWE tag team. We'll be the Dudley Boys. All right. I'm Devon though.
Okay, I'll be Bubba Ray. Just come on with it, man.
All right, man. Well, we are back with another episode of SLT You Got Next, and today we have a very, 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 very special guest who took time 8 hours ahead of us to go back in time to time travel just so she could make an appearance for you, SLT Nation. But before we get to her, we gotta do the tradition. We gotta pay the bills. So this is what I want. Christmas is past, but it's never too late to share something, right? You can always be a giver. It's better to give than receive. So on the count of 3, I want you to stop what you're doing, hit the share button, share this with your best friend. 1, 2, 3. Boom! All right, let's go. Now, with us, all the way from what city? I can't even pronounce these words.
I know, yeah. So I'm in a city called Klaipėda, and it's in Lithuania. We're like by the sea.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
We got Texas Tech alumni.
Yeah.
Son of Cleveland Brown, NFL player, probably one of the most intelligent guests we've had on, and I know this is about to be a blast. Ionna McKenzie. How you feeling today, Ionna?
Oh, I'm excited. It's nice. It's finally nice to talk some English because I've been speaking Lithuanian, I feel like, all day in practice.
Now, and look like you got your jersey on, right?
Yeah, so this is actually from the national team. So today is like their Independence Day. So my teammates, they gave me a jersey to take a picture with. And they're like, oh, Ionna, you can keep it. And I was like, perfect, because I'm going to wear this today on this interview. So.
That is super awesome. Well, you got a great smile, so that means the energy is flowing. But Ionna, I don't know if Kevin did a good job to communicate. Just because you on the camera don't mean you one of us just yet. So we got to do a little tradition here on the show in which you got to be initiated into the Sports Life Talk family. All right, you ready for this?
Okay.
All right, Kev, let's go. Turn it up.
To initiate you into the SLT Nation, you got to give us your top 5 hip hop artists.
But I love Kodak, because I'm from Florida. I like Blueface. I always like those offbeat rappers, stuff that's like a little different from other people. Glock 9 as well. He's another Florida rapper. Also like King Coney. He's from California.
That's 4. One more.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I've been listening to this girl. Her name is Trap Bunny Bubbles. So she's like a new upcoming girl on TikTok.
You have got to be the first person ever to give us
ever.
5 new that nobody ever listened to.
She did the sweep.
I know.
She
I like
swept
it. Different. Yeah.
Blueface.
I've only heard of one of those, and that was, you said Kodak, right?
Yeah, Kodak. But
That's
like,
Kodak.
I'm
Black,
all over
right?
the place.
Yeah.
I'm always all over the place with music because I'll listen to like Kodak and then I'll go listen to the Beatles like later on. So I'm all over the place.
All right.
Yeah, we got to introduce you to some like Tupac, Biggie, people like that, okay?
Y'all listen to Drake and Lithuania?
Yeah, we do.
So tell us what some of your favorite sports teams and who do you model your game after?
So I would say just like growing up, and again, people always judge me for like Blake Griffin, but like Blake Griffin because he was like naturally like strong, wants to get to the basket more, and then like over time I watched him develop his shot. That was really like me growing up, so that's why I just admired that part of him of never stopping. Like even when he was in the league, he still tried to keep developing himself, and that's even just been me from even after college to now. Like you have to keep getting better all the time. So, but as far as like teams, I just like basketball, so like I will watch like anybody. I don't have like a specific team, a specific player where I'm like, oh, I feel like you could take something away from everybody, every team, and it's all basketball, so it's all great to watch.
Yeah, but speaking of Blake Griffin, the Pistons trying to get him up out of there, right?
I know, I saw.
I think that's more Blake trying to get up out of Detroit, man.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Who wants to play in Detroit right now?
Well, I think Blake's seeing that, he ain't got but maybe 4 or 5 good seasons left, and I think he wants to get on the team that'll put him in position to compete, especially when you see James Harden making moves and you see all these other superstars playing with each other. It's only natural that Blake is like, why am I in Detroit right now? It's like freezing cold. We don't stand a chance of anything. We lucky if we win a back-to-back, right? So, all right, so Sports Life Talk Nation, you got to hear a little bit, but let me give you a little bit more in-depth, candid view of Miss Ionna McKenzie. All right, so Ionna Lee McKenzie, born April the 2nd, 1996 in Cleveland, Ohio, daughter of Richard and Gina McKenzie, has 2 siblings, Richard and Michelle. Father Richard was an All-American linebacker at Penn State and played for the Cleveland Browns. Ionna is an AB honor roll high school student. She enjoys spending her time on the court and going to the beach. And as a fact, go follow her on IG, and that is a fact. You will see her in the beach. She's always in some water. All right, she majored in communications. She is the undersized post player who is known especially for her rebounding ability and defending the post play, as well as overall and major presence in the paint. She compares her game to Dennis Rodman, or another former Detroit Piston, Ben Wallace. She brings energy to her team as well as this show, and as always, be the first player to die for a loose ball. All right, Ionna, that's pretty dope. All right, so the founder of GG Great Isn't Good Enough. Is that the name of the foundation, or is it just a hashtag?
Yeah. No, it's our hashtag. So it started off actually when like growing up in high school, a lot of like the boys had this thing called Be Great. They were doing this hashtag Be Great, Be Great. It was like all the upcoming like hoopers, like guys. Yeah. So then me and my homegirl, Destiny, actually, she was at UNC, and now she is with the Irish. And she was, I tagged her in something, and I was like, yo, we need to start our own hashtag called GG. So then we got all the girls to start using the hashtag in the area that played basketball, because we're like, oh, they were like, be great. So, all right, great isn't good enough.
That's pretty dope, because I've seen a bunch of those Be Great videos. I mean, it was, I was watching from Ben Simmons, to Antonio Blakeney, all of them boys, they would be great.
All the time. And they would put like, oh, be great Ben, or be great Blake. Like they were doing it all the time. So we're like, oh, we got to have our own hashtag. Let's be our own. And then there was another one that was called like Audie. I don't know if you know who CJ Williamson is. He was from our area too. But he was like, all we do is eat. So that was another one they had. So we were just.
Now, I can get with CJ. That's
He's a character.
That one's hit me straight in the heart. All right. So now you're from Cleveland, Ohio. I know that had to be.
I'm actually from Orlando. So
okay.
I'm from Orlando. I was only in Cleveland because my dad was playing, and then we moved after he was done. But we ended up in Orlando actually because after he was done in the NFL, he started playing in the AFL. So he's with the Orlando Predators, and that's how we really got, living in Orlando, and that's where I grew up.
I don't know why I got this sneaky suspicion that you're a daddy's girl. Is that
Yeah. That's my best friend. We're both.
I can tell you did an interview. One of your interviews, you were like, "Yeah, my dad was talking to me, and and he was so excited about the scholarship offer to Texas Tech." Okay, all right. So now you now Orlando, Cleveland, and like I said, checked you out. It looks as though you've been all around the world. Is there any particular part that really resonated with you the most? Any particular community or city or country that you were just overall in love with?
Sorry, if we're gonna go from the States, I would definitely say, obviously Florida girl, I love Florida, but I really think Texas is a really good state, honestly. I really like Texas. Texas was really great. And then I would say, as far as Europe goes, so I've traveled to Spain and Portugal, but I really like Lithuania. This is a really nice country. But as far as like an overall like utopia kind of vibe, I would say it was when I was in Australia, because that place did not seem real. Like I'm 13 and a half hours ahead, nothing like I'm never on the same time zone. And it was just, I don't know, something was just different about Australia that I just couldn't put my finger on.
All right. Now also, it looks as though basketball wasn't your only love. I think I saw volleyball. I've seen a couple of different sports. So walk us through your athletic profile.
So growing up, always like played a bunch of different sports. I played a little bit of soccer too, but then I really narrowed it down to basketball, volleyball, and track. And I played volleyball before I played basketball, and then after that, I really was like in a game. Somebody like that was an AAU coach was like, "Oh, she really needs to go play basketball. Like she's so aggressive, and we could really work with her." So they got in contact with my parents, and then after that, I started playing since I was 12. And after that, pretty much the other sports that I would play would be kind of like to cross train and help me with basketball. And I really liked volleyball for a long time, but the reason why I actually didn't choose until my senior year that I was going to play basketball, because I was like, yeah, I just want to go with basketball, because I just feel like I'm so much more aggressive, and yelling at somebody through the net just wasn't enough for me. So yeah, I love basketball. It was just felt more like me to go play.
So I consider that kind of being a late bloomer, right? 12 years old when you started playing b-ball, senior in high school when you finally decided to go to play collegiate basketball. So at what point in this process did it become ever so clear that you wanted to take this thing to play professional female women's basketball, and even willing to go overseas to accomplish as much?
During the end of my senior year of college, actually, there was an agent that reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, are you interested in playing?" And I was like, "Yeah." So, it started with him, but then obviously, I don't know if you know, like the Facebook world with basketball and job opportunities and stuff. So I just started like posting on there and reaching out to people, and then there was an agent from New Zealand that had reached out to me because she really wanted me to come out to New Zealand or Australia market. And then that's how I went out there. But then the season, so we played preseason, got cut short because of COVID, and then I had to come back. And then she didn't have her FIBA license anymore because she just didn't want to renew it with COVID and everything going on. So she released all of us, and then like a week later, my new agent hit me up and said, "Hey, do you want to go play in Lithuania?" And I was like, "Yeah." But I literally just attribute that to like manifestation, because once I said I wanted to go play, I would just say it out loud. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go play overseas." And people were like, "Really? Like, for real?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go play overseas, and I'm going to be in Europe later on, like next year." I told everybody this, and they're like, "Yo, that's so crazy that you like actually are in Europe." And then when I was in Australia, I remember somebody even told me, "Yo, I remember we were in like 7th grade and you said I'm going to go live in Australia." And I was like, you just got to speak it to existence.
Well, can you right now for SLT Nation say that Brandon Jones is going to get $1 million in 2021?
Brandon Jones is going to get $1 million in 2021.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's manifest that.
Hey, just break your boy out some of that, man, if you do get it. All right, so what led to your decision to go to Texas Tech, and was it your first choice?
I had been like all around like all the Florida schools, and had other teammates that were like doing package deals, the whole AAU circuit goes. But Texas Tech was the only school like on my that I was kind of considering that had no affiliation with anybody, and I just wanted to do my own thing. And when I went out there, it just felt like a family, a super like homey kind of feeling. Everybody's like, you get like that Texas, West Texas family kind of feel. You don't really get too much of like a, I'm trying to think. It's just so very different from Florida. So I really feel like for like my personal development, they really made me into like a very well-spoken adult later on in the life.
You almost recruited my daughter to Texas Tech. When I heard that, I was like, you know what? I think I can send my daughter out there. You talking about the professors being so, open door policy and all of that stuff. Yeah. They did right by making you the face of Texas Tech. So.
Yeah, they're a great school though. Great school.
All right. So, what do you consider your biggest accomplishment so far in your career?
My biggest accomplishment so far, I would say, being able to book a job during COVID, honestly, because a lot of people did not go back that were well-seasoned hoopers that had been like overseas their whole life. A lot of them could not get jobs, honestly. Like, it was just a really low year for people being able to get back overseas. So I think just the fact that I was chosen to go play during the middle of a pandemic, like that means a lot to me.
And that's funny. The next question I was going to ask you was, how has COVID impacted you? So I guess I'm going to skip that one. So you said that you've been, comparing yourself to Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman. Did you get your physicality from your dad?
Yeah, I would definitely say my dad, just from him being a football player and him always like being rough with us in the best way possible, but also just like not being soft. Because I would say it started when I was like one of my first basketball games. He was yelling at me because he was like, do you think you're going to get a rebound just putting your hands up in the air, reaching for it? He was like,
look, I don't mean to cut you off, but
no,
I'm a middle school basketball coach and I coach boys. And this happens all the time. They just try to do this and hope the ball just falls in their hands. It drives me crazy. Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, you're good. But yeah, he was just like, you got to be more aggressive than that. Like, you're going to be playing against bigger girls. The competition's going to be more. And it's going to take, like, one of those big girls is going to come box you out, and you're not going to get a rebound. And he basically told me at that point, because, like I said, I'm 12 years old, hadn't really developed skills to do anything yet. He was like, if you want to play, you're going to need to rebound the ball to stay on the floor to get times. He's like, if you can rebound and defend, you'll always have an opportunity to play. So,
I've heard that more than one time. I think that's probably one of the key things that they always say. If you rebound and defend, you'll get the opportunity.
Yeah, but everybody wants to shoot threes like Steph. It drives me crazy. Okay, so I know we asked you this earlier, but can you like describe your style and what makes you different than other hoopers?
Biggest thing is that, like, just not being afraid of, the contact, because I'm the kind of person where, like, if somebody else elbows me, like, I'm not the person that's going to be like, oh, foul or something like that. I will look at you and I'll smile like, oh, okay. So that's what we're going to do? All right, let's go. Like, I think that's, to me, I like the physicality. I like it when I'm playing with somebody and they get more physical, because to me, it just makes it fun. Like, now we're like, we can play hard, get better,
Now, wait a minute now. So now look, the fellas who watching this show, we all see it, right? You're easy on the eyes. You're a model. You got the model. We seen your IG page. You definitely. I know you're gonna be a model at some point in your career, especially at 6'2". Now, these other women don't look at you and they like, oh, she ain't serious. She out here trying to look like she a model or something. She ain't about to hoop. She ain't about to box me out. Do they take you for granted a little bit?
If I go to a new team and they don't know me, they will like I know when I first came out here, I remember my teammates looking like, because I had like my eye makeup done, but like I don't know if that's like a thing maybe in America, but like my teammates at Texas Tech, they were like, it's game day, it's showtime, look good, feel good, like eyebrows. You have girls that have, like, we play Baylor, and there'd be girls that had full-on lashes, like a lash set in the game, like everything. So
stop the game! Gotta find my lash. It's on the football line.
Yeah. So, but I would say, as far as though, like back at home, because there's only really like 3 girls that are still playing. I don't know, Alexis Prince and then Aisha Smalls. They're the 2 other girls that are still from my area that are playing, but they all know me, so they're just like, oh, you got it. I'm not about to try to box your ass out. Oh, sorry. I'm not
You're good.
You're good.
We got it.
You good. All right, so I guess my next question, because we got to get in your business a little bit. All right, so do you have a boo?
No, not at the moment. 6 months single, so hopefully when I get back to America, all this manifestation and quarantine, something great will come in this new year of 2021. So
at SLT, we're trying to make dreams come true. So tell us your ideal guy.
Okay, I would say obviously athletic, because I'm athletic, want athletic children in my future. Tall, very honest, straightforward, and just wants to have a good time too. Like I'm a really fun person, so I mean, if you're just down, if you can be silly, you want to go out and take pictures. Maybe if I'm like, hey, let's go skydiving, that sounds great too. Like I like this fun. Yeah.
Hold up now.
Wait, so let me ask you this question, because you're 6'2". Now we have a young lady that's part of our crew. I don't know if you've ever seen the live stream we do, and she's, I think, what is Pam, about 6'1"? Maybe she's 5'11", 6'. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Okay. All right. Well, Pam, she has some very strict guidelines, and she's already telling you you have to be 6'2", 6'3" at high just to even date her. Do you have those same stipulations as far as what you want in a man?
My thing is, I'm like, if I put on heels,
that's what she said.
Yeah, but again though, I don't want to completely shut the door, because you just never know. But if we're gonna say on paper, if I was to say what's on my Bumble says 6'1" up. So.
Okay. All right. So now what about dad and mom? So mom is an educator, a teacher, which means that he can't come to the house using ain'ts and talking crazy. And dad is a football player. He was a linebacker, right?
Yeah.
So, fellas, daddy is a beast. So, what is that like, bringing a young man to the house?
Well, see, my family, they're all really they're really laid back. They're like me. First thing my mom will ask you about is, she'll ask you something about school, like usual, would you major in school? And then my dad will be like, let's go lift some weights, let's go to the gym, let's go hit the gym. And then he'll bring my brother along, and my brother they'll take somebody probably through some crazy workout just to show that they're stronger, probably. So.
Well, shoot, maybe we need to rethink this. Yeah, I gotta go. What you gonna say, B?
No, I was gonna say half our fans just was like, dang it.
Yeah, we ain't lifting weights. All right. So tell us the one thing that basketball has taught you that you use in everyday life.
Yeah, I would just say mental toughness, and just mental toughness really, because I've just noticed that just with dealing with people in general, when you get in a situation you're not necessarily happy about, or maybe something affected you, and you've got to go play a game or be around people that you necessarily, maybe you don't really want them to know anything that's going on. You got to pretend like everything's good. You have to be able to do that. And then also just the idea of you miss a shot, okay, and next one, I've even told my teammates here, hey, next one's going in, that's fine, you missed that one, that's great, next one's in, keep on shooting it, that's not even a big deal, we're not going to get upset. So it's just that next play, next move, what's next mentality that's helped me. Okay, so you're away from your family, so tell us how you balance playing overseas and family life. Yeah, so honestly, the 7 hours from Florida isn't really that bad, because for me, I just make time really. And I know my mom's schedule because she's a teacher. So, I mean, we talk during lunch breaks. I call her as soon as she gets off of work. And then there's a period of time where she picks up my sister that I know. So then I call my brother, who's he's at school right now, actually playing football. And yeah, and then mixed in between there, my dad will call me, and I always got to answer his call so he doesn't freak out.
Where's your brother playing?
He's at Alabama A&M.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let him know he got next. All right.
Yeah. He'll be excited.
All right, cool. So now, when she made that comment about jumping out of a plane, fellas, she was very sincere with that. So I have to ask, what is the most adventurous thing from Australia to Lithuania? What's the most adventurous thing you've done?
The thing that pops into my mind actually is I jumped off of a cliff when I was in Australia. I never posted the video actually. I actually need to post that, but I jumped off of a cliff. So I was with I had a host family when I was in Australia. I don't know if you know who Joey Wright is he was with the Adelaide 36ers. He was the head coach there, but he was my host dad. And so he invited me to go to with him and his daughters. And we went to this place called Second Valley in Australia. And his daughter wanted to go cliff jumping. So I'm like, okay, well, if she was like 14, I was like, I'm not going to let a 14-year-old girl jump off the cliff, and I'm not going to jump. So I jumped off this huge cliff, like into like some blue water, like out in Australia. And I was like, I don't know what's in this water, but I'm going to jump. You can go first though.
Better you than me.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about You Got Next, right? Because that's the whole point of this show. We want to talk about what you've done. We've established who you are, but now let's talk about the future. So what does the future hold for Ionna McKenzie? Do you want to play in the WNBA, or do you plan on going into the broadcasting booth? Do you want to be the third member of the Sports Life Talk You Got Next crew? You know, what does the future hold for you?
So, as of right now, so when I was out here, I had just finished completing like my real estate course. So I'm planning on having like dual licenses in California and Florida. So between that and then when I go back, I really want to run camps, honestly, and really like help develop young girls, because I really feel like I don't know what it is. I really like the younger kids just because they listen and they just want to soak up so much information and keep asking for more and more. And I just feel like, plus I have a younger sister she's 11. I just want her to be like so much better than me. Cause sometimes I'm like, man, like if I would have been playing since I was like 6 or like 5 or something, I'm like, it would be crazy, but still, you know, I'm here. But yeah, that's kind of the direction I want to go. So real estate, running camps, tournaments, that kind of thing. And then, you know, if I get, you know, invited to do some broadcasting here and there, I'm always down for that. I'm a communications major. Love that.
Now how good is your Lithuanian?
Viskas gere. Everything's good.
Can you say my name is Ionna McKenzie and I got next in Lithuanian?
I don't know how to say that. I can count to like 100.
Well, now, you know what? I'm sorry. I know we're bumping up against the deadline here, but what was that like going into a country, not being able to speak the native tongue? Did they give you a translator? Or how did you even go do something as simple as order a cheeseburger?
So for me, because my personality, I just have to know stuff every day at practice. I'm like, teach me a new word to my teammate, because she's the one that spoke the most English. I'd be like, teach me a word. So that started off with just like, I need to know how to count to 10. So like every day in practice started like counting to 10. Now I'm like the one that like the same way I would be in America. I just naturally always count shots out. I always count all the shots here. But it's funny because when we played another team, actually, they have 3 Americans, and I heard them counting in English. And I was like, y'all don't even know how to count in Lithuanian. I'm a real Lithuanian now.
What is that like when you see somebody from the States, like that's in the league? Do y'all like, hey, I see it?
That's exactly what happens. All of a sudden, everybody starts dapping each other up. They're like, yo, what's up? Like, I met a girl out here from Florida. So when we go back to the States, actually, she's like an hour away from me. So we said we're going to get in the gym together. So it's just fun. You just never know who you're going to meet.
Now, I've always been told that overseas Black people are viewed in very high regard. Is that? Do you walk down the street, and especially being 6'2", you probably have a bold presence about yourself? Do people want to just come talk to you and naturally get to know you, or what is that experience like? Just walking the streets of Lithuania.
Well, so here, I don't really understand why everybody speaks Lithuanian to me. Every time I go somewhere, people speak Lithuanian to me first, and I'm like. But I'm not gonna lie though. I pretend sometimes like I know more than what I do by just answering simply yes or no, and then they'll just keep on going, and I'm like, oh, vi sagado, like ciao something. But yeah, but this is a pretty tall country. People here are tall, so as far as height goes, like I don't stand out as far as height.
Oh, you ready up? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kev. Let's close it down, man.
Well, hold on. Let's just ask her one more thing before.
Okay, go ahead. My bad, man. I'm trying to be respectful of the time.
No.
This is a professional basketball player.
Yes, it is. This is gonna be really quick. So you're starting a WNBA franchise, okay? Are you going with Diana Taurasi or Cheryl Swoops as the number 1 pick?
I got to go with Cheryl. That's
I kind of figured that.
Texas Tech.
Sisterhood.
Yeah. you have you hung out with Cheryl?
Oh, I love Cheryl. She's amazing. I love her.
She was my introduction to female basketball.
Yeah.
Her and Teresa Weatherspoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love her. She's like, she was like the best. She was like one of our player development, just like personal development person in our organization. So she was just a really, really great person, honestly. And her son even went to the school too with us for a little bit.
Yeah, she dropped 44 in that championship game. I will never forget that.
Against Katie too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That was against Ohio State. Yeah.
Oh, Katie Smith?
Yep. And Katie was a big deal back then too. They were going tit for tat for the best female player in the league that year, man.
Yes, I remember watching that game. That shows you how old I am. All right, so where can people find you on social media?
At Ionna. That's it. Keep it simple. At IONNA.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
I'm just big on Instagram girl. So got the OG username. Follow me.
Hey, yes she does. Yes she does. now, can me and Cam, can we use Gig? Can we use Gigi? Even though we not okay, we got permission. Can we? Because I love it. Great isn't good enough, and we can tell that you are great. That you got a big upside, and the future is definitely going to be big and bright for you. So, Ionna McKenzie, you got next, and Sports Life Talk. We thank you for tuning in. If you're a new fan, I hope you had a great time. We had a very special guest. If you're one of our old heads, thank you for rocking with us again. Don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. We stream live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook. Kev, I think you got us everywhere. Kev,
we are.
Kev run marketing. Yeah, so we are literally everywhere, and we are very unique, just like Ionna, and we are Sports Life Talk. We love y'all, and we will see y'all again in the next episode of You Got Next. Yeet!
Lil' baby say I'm fly, she see me. I know I got a giant in the drip, but I double cause I'm tired of the vibe, she clingy. And I don't play around with the wrist, when I get it, you already know the vibe, it's VVs. I swear I feel alive when I'm in the yo into the AM, making vibes on repeat. And I ain't gotta lie, you see these. She said she wanna vibe, she need 3. Each one for my boys, my teamies. Swimming through the riches with my squad, believe me. Iced out Audemars, Felipe's. Big dog since a gin, know I'm 8. Cook and let them know I'm different raw with the 8. Do this for my sons, I know it's mine for the taking. Lil' baby look like she the type that be flaking. Slide and I skate this. She done me probably thinking who this.